Let me guess, you have got a ton of goals, but finishing them? It's just a whole other story. You start the gym, quit after a week. You start a book, never get past chapter 3. Sounds familiar, right? But don't worry, because today I am going to tell you why this happens and more importantly, how to fix it. We are diving into Peter Hollins' Finish What You Start, a book that's basically a cheat code for becoming the kind of person who actually follows through. And trust me, this isn't just another boring productivity lecture. I have got simple, no bullshit tips you can start using today to crush procrastination, stop overthinking, and finally get things done and try to level up. So let's go. Alright, let's talk about something we all struggle with, finishing what we start. We all have been there, super excited about a new goal, full of energy, and then boom, nothing happens. A week later, we are back to square one. But what if I told you there is a way to break this cycle and actually finish things without the burnout or constant procrastination? Well, that's exactly what Finish What You Start by Peter Hollins is all about. So let's dive in, and I promise you will walk away with the practical tips that you can start using right away. So Hollins kicks things off by explaining why we are so bad at finishing things in the first place. And spoiler alert, it's not because we are lazy or lack willpower. He breaks it down into a few psychological reasons. First up, there's this thing called shiny object syndrome. Yup, it is as fun as it sounds. Basically, we get distracted by new things, like a new hobby, a new project, or even a new goal. Because let's be honest, the start is always exciting, but as soon as the novelty wears off, we lose interest and jump to something else. I mean, who has not started a new project only to abandon it? And when it stops being shiny and new. Hollins also points out fear of failure as huge reason we quit. Like we are scared that what if we won't be perfect, so we avoid it entirely. Or worse, we quit. Before we even start, I know it's rough, but don't worry, he has got some great ways to deal with it. Step 1. Get clarity. Seriously, if your goal is vague, like I want to get better at writing, that's just too general. Your brain does not know where to start. Hollins say that to make it super clear, like I am going to write 500 words every day for the next month. That's specific, actionable and measurable. And guess what? Once your goal is crystal clear, it becomes way easier to take actions. Now here is where it gets even cooler. Hollins introduces the 2-minute rule. This is a game changer. So if you are reading a task or can't get started, here's the hack. Just commit to doing it for 2 minutes. Sounds silly, right? But trust me, the hardest part of any task is starting. So if you tell yourself you are only going to work on it for 2 minutes, you will usually end up doing more. It's like tricking your brain into thinking, hey, it's just 2 minutes. I can totally handle this. And once you get started, the momentum takes over. Speaking of momentum, let's talk about Pomodoro. This is another technique Hollins swears by. You work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. It's like a workout for your brain. You are focused during those 25 minutes, then get a break to recharge. It sounds simple, but it's super effective. No burnout, no long stretch of wasted time, just focused work followed by quick resets. And let me tell you, it feels amazing to check off tasks after each session. Here's the thing about motivation, it's unreliable. Some days you are pumped to do everything, and others, you just don't feel like it. That's where habits come in. Holland says that the key is not relying on motivation. The key is building routines so that you automatically do things you need to do. For example, if you want to write every day, don't wait for inspiration to strike. Link it to something you already do. Like every morning with your coffee, you sit down and write for 10 minutes. Over time, it becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. Okay, I know we have all had those days where you just can't get into the zone. Maybe you are frustrated or maybe you are tired. Hollins says that instead of pushing through those feelings, we should work with them. Take a breather, do some deep breathing, or go for a walk, or even meditate. Just a little reset can help you clean your head and get back to work. The point is not to ignore your emotions, but to be mindful and adjust accordingly. And here's the real kicker. Once you start finishing things, your confidence grows. Every time you check something off your list, you prove to yourself that you can follow through, and that's what builds momentum and makes you want to keep going. So to wrap up, if you want to finish what you start, you need three things: clarity, small steps, and consistency. Make your goals clear, break them down into bit-sized pieces, and use hacks like the 2-minute rule and Pomodoro to stay on track. Remember, don't rely on motivation. Build habits that make success automatic. And if you ever hit a wall, take a break, reset, and get back to it. I'm telling you, if you follow these steps, you will be the person who actually finishes what they start. No more quitting halfway, no more feeling like you are always starting over. So what's one thing you are going to finish today? Let me know in the comments and let's keep each other accountable. Do not forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell for more tips on how to crush your goals. Now go out there and finish what you started.